morning, good morning. This morning I am going to can some peaches. I have a box of peaches that really need to be canned. Some of them are going bad. They have big bad spots on them, but I'm still gonna work them away as good as I can and just can a few jars. I already canned 2 boxes of nectarines, 2 boxes of nectarines, and those are really good, and I canned those. So I'm just gonna can this box of peaches. I still have some peaches from last year, so that's all I'm probably gonna do. And then later I'm gonna can some pears, and I don't know if you can see back here, I have some jars of pizza sauce. I took some down. I canned a lot of pizza sauce and a lot of salsa. I canned a lot of pickles, and if I could, I would make a video of every canning session that I do, but that is almost impossible because it takes almost another time as long to do my work when I'm videoing, because I don't have someone videoing for me, usually not. So I always have to reposition the camera, give you different shots of what I'm doing, and so that takes almost another time as long. So I just do it when I can to show you, and every year maybe I can do different canning sessions of different products. So right now I'm going to do peaches, and I wanted to show you how simple it is to can peaches. If you've never canned peaches, these are one of the simplest things to can. They're so easy. So let's get started. First of all, what you want to do is, to get ready, is wash your jars really good in hot water, and then you want to put your lids in some water, and you want to sterilize them in boiling water. Some people don't do that, but I usually do that, especially with reuse lids. I will sterilize them in boiling water. And then I will also fill a kettle of water and put it on the stove to boil, because I want to, right here are my peaches, by the way. Let's see if you can see that. See, there's some that are kind of a little bit bad in there, but they look like nice peaches overall. But what I do, the way to take the skin off the peaches, instead of just peeling them, with a knife, I will put them in boiling water for just a few seconds. I actually never time it. I should time it for you, and because I always just check it. See, if the skin comes off easily, then I take them out immediately and dump them in cold water, and then I can easily just peel it right off, the peeling, and then I just cut them in half, take the stone out, and then just chop them up at the size that I want to put into jars. So just come along and I will show you exactly how easy it is to can peaches.
I need to can.
So I have a really good helper here. She's actually helping me really well. And every time she helps Mama, she learns a little bit more about what to do. As she grows up, by the time she's grown up, she'll know all kinds of things to do. She'll know how to can, how to cook, how to bake, how to clean house, and she'll learn how to do things outside. Yeah, it's a blessing having my children with me while they work. While I work. I know when I was a younger mom, when the twins were just little and Avalon was a baby, I feel like I didn't take as much time as I should have with them to have them tag along with me. Yes, it slows you down, it slows Mama down, but it actually teaches them such valuable lessons. And so I feel like I didn't do quite as well when I was a younger mom, so I'm trying to do better right now with the youngest one, because I know that I get so intense in my work and I think I gotta get this done and I don't have the time to have my children slow me down. And I just realized that's not a good attitude at all, because then your children don't learn anything. So now I'm just blessed to have my children alongside me, helping me as I work. And if it takes longer, so be it. In the long run, it'll be a blessing. Anyways, I ended up like steaming these or boiling these peaches for about 15 seconds. And at first I did like almost a minute, and I could tell it almost made them a little bit mushy on the outside. Decided that's not good enough, and I ended up doing about 15 seconds. And usually I don't time, but I wanted to tell you what I do. So, but you know, there's a whole bunch of different kinds of peaches, and these kind, maybe it's because they're so overripe, but these kind are, they actually don't peel the best. I mean, here and there, like this one, I can actually peel off some, but they just kind of want to bunch up and not peel that well, although they do better though than if I wouldn't have steamed them at all. So some peaches that I've already had, if I steamed them for a few seconds, like 15 seconds, and brought them out, I could just peel those peelings right off. And I believe it's because these are probably a kind that doesn't do that well. The peeling just doesn't come off that well, and they're way overripe. I have to cut off some bad spots and stuff. So yeah, I just wanted to tell you that I steamed them for 15 seconds, or boiled them, put them in boiling water for 15 seconds, and they're really good tasting though. They really taste juicy and good. And when I slice these peaches, I don't just cut them in half. Sometimes I have already, but it's just, I think it's harder to fill the jar if they're halved, or not as many peaches go in a jar. So what I usually do is I chunk them. I will cut them, as you saw, I cut them like twice, one side, and then the other side I just cut once, and they're like big chunks. Okay, I have a whole big bowl full of peaches here, cut up, and I want to quickly get them in jars and in the canner before they turn brown on me, because they tend to turn brown if they sit for a while. And you will need a thing like this, or it makes it a lot easier to put your peaches in. And you want to fill the jar full as up to the rim here with peaches, and sometimes I will take the jar and I will kind of hit it on my hand to make the peaches settle down more so there's more room. And then what I do is I fill a pitcher of warm water, and then you sweeten it to however sweet you want it. I have a recipe that says, let me see here, that says for a light syrup, you want 1 cup of water to 3 cups, no, 1 cup of sugar to 3 cups of water. That's light syrup. And a medium syrup is 1 cup of sugar to 2 cups of water. And a heavy syrup is 1 cup sugar and 1 cup water, which is extremely sweet to me. It sounds terribly sweet. And so I'll write this down below for you, but in the description box. But I don't use sugar. I love to open a can of peaches knowing that there is no sugar added to the peaches. So what I use to sweeten it a little is the sweet blend that I have. And the sweet blend this is what I use. It's called Super Sweet Blend, erythritol and stevia blend. And I get this on the Trim Healthy Mama site, which is trimhealthymama.com. But you can get these blends, I think, erythritol and stevia blends, you can get these on Amazon, and they're probably cheaper on there than this site. But I just like to get it there because I know it's really good quality. And so that is what I do. I just sweeten it and taste it until I think it's sweet enough for my peaches. Okay, so let's get these peaches in the jars. Okay, I have 7 jars filled, and that will fill a canner up. So I'm going to fill these with my sweetened water here, and just fill these jars up to the bottom rim, and then we will wash. I will take a rag and clean off the tops of the rims and put on the lid and the rings and put them in the canner. All right, here is my canner that I use, and you always want to have something in the bottom like that that will hold the jars up just slightly. You don't want the jars to be sitting directly in the canner floor there. So if you don't have a canner like this, or you just have a big pot, what you can do is put some rings, some like canning rings down at the bottom, and then set the jars on top of that, and that will be just fine like that. Also, you want to just pour in some warm water, and that helps it heat up faster. If you put in cold water, it takes a while longer, and because in here the syrup is already slightly warm or lukewarm, and then you can also put warm water in here and then turn it on and just heat it up until it is boiling. And once it has boiled, and once it started boiling, you want to time it for 5 minutes. And then once it has boiled for 5 minutes, you want to turn off the oven and let it sit 5 more minutes in here. And so altogether it would be 10 minutes basically after it has boiled. Once it starts boiling, 5 minutes of boil, 5 minutes of resting in here, and then you can take them out. And also, I don't know if you can see, let me get this up closer. You want to have the water up to the bottom rim, almost up to the bottom rim there. It's not that particular, but that's how I usually do it. And then you just put the lid on and you just turn it on and let it sit until it starts boiling. Well, while the canner is on the stove, I have a mess to clean up. I still have some breakfast dishes to take care of, and always when you do canning, you always have a mess to clean up. It's not too bad with peaches, but some other things sometimes take a while. Chloe, are you making yourself some tea? Trying to? You need to go out in the garden and get some tea. Well, I heard the boys come in. They were out in the garden. Just let me see, Justin. What do you have? Look at all those beans. And whoa, zucchini and more beans and all those little tiny tomatoes. Those tomatoes are the best ever. They're the sun gold tomatoes. They're so sweet. So, yep, as you can see, I've got my work cut out for me. And they have pickles there too that they brought in. And a little bit of red beets for dinner. But, yep, canning and harvesting season is the busiest time of year for me. When that's over, it's kind of a relief. And it's such a good feeling to have my shelves all full of good canned goods. Thank you, boys. Well, here they come in with more that they harvested. Look at all those cabbage. We're gonna go put them down in the can room down in the basement. And I can make some sauerkraut and use them in my dishes. Also, here's some pears that just fell off of the pear trees that they picked up. So, yeah, we're just getting a lot of harvest stuff, which is so nice, but a lot of hard work. Okay guys, I am all done with my peaches, and this is how you make peaches. It's so easy and so simple. And I didn't make a big batch, I only had one box, but earlier I had done quite a bit, so I have a lot down in the basement already. So I think this is all I'm going to do. And yeah, I just wanted to show you how easy and simple it is to can peaches. So thank you so much for watching, and we will see you again. Oh, by the way, let me just show you a little bit what we have for dinner, just to make you just a tiny bit jealous. No, honestly, it's not that great, but this afternoon I was doing some baking and cooking, and so I'll show you what we've got. So right here I've got some bread rising, waiting to go into the oven. And okay, I gotta show you this. I bet you don't know what this is. These are, we call them puffball mushrooms. This was a huge puffball, and I'm frying it over here. Yes, you can eat them. We eat them anyways, and we have eaten them for many years already. Some years we don't see them at all, but they're actually, they're like a big ball, and you cut them up, and they're kind of spongy, like they're kind of spongy, but they're really good on bread with tomato slice on top. And over here I have some, it's called caramel apple cream cheese bars. So I think these will taste really good. And here I already have some dinner rolls ready for us. And here I have a stew or a soup, whatever you want to call it. Don't ask me how I made it because I don't have a recipe. I just made it. Just lots of veggies and chicken and some cream and a little bit of cheese in it. So yeah, there you go. There's my dinner. Bless you all. We will see you next time.